Tonight, more arrests have been made as police in London investigate Saturday night's deadly terror attack. We also now know the identity of two of the three attackers. They are a 27-year-old man who is a British citizen born in Pakistan. He was known to intelligence agencies, but just not considered a threat. The second man is believed to be from Morocco or Libya. They're still trying to identify the third man in a van who mowed down people on London Bridge before getting out and stabbing several more victims. 7 people were killed, dozens more were hurt. Now, in the wake of another terror attack, the people of London and its mayor are defiant. After all this, it's a city that survived the Blitz, right? 57 consecutive days of bombing during the Second World War. In true British fashion, this picture of a man, look at it right there in the white t-shirt, seen running away from the mayhem Saturday night with a mostly full pint of beer, not spilling a drop. Oh, it's beautiful. Well, it's gone viral on Twitter. Now, London Mayor Sadiq Khan came also under fire from our president. Trump firing off several tweets after the mayor said this.
Londoners will see an increased police presence today and over the course of the next few days. No reason to be alarmed.
Now, the mayor there was talking about an increased police presence. The president obviously misconstrued the statement, believing the mayor was downplaying the attack. Nonetheless, the president doubled down today, calling the Mayor Khan, pathetic. Michael Greenberger, founder and director of the University of Maryland Center for Health and Homeland Security. He's a University of Maryland law professor, and he has worked as counselor to the United States Attorney General, and he is our go-to terrorism expert. So welcome. You know, I wonder, when people hear about these attacks, people here in the United States, they wonder, is that going to happen to me? Is that likely to happen here? What can we say about U.S. security going on at this point at the city and state level to prevent this kind of attack?
Well, today, we've been pretty lucky. We had the Orlando nightclub shooting, and we had the San Bernardino incident, and there have been others. But many of the things that have happened to us in retrospect, people believe the perpetrators were well identified. The question was whether they were adequately surveilled by law enforcement and whether the facilities that were attacked were properly reinforced. But the thing that's unusual about this attack, even in Manchester, the arena, the security there did not meet U.S. standards. But here you have a van driving down a street, going up into the pedestrian area. That could happen anywhere.
I want to talk about that, but I want to go back to something you just said. What do you mean the arena did not have U.S. similar security measures?
Well, the security was only once you entered the inside of the arena.
I see.
The foyer wasn't protected. Now, if you go to the Verizon Center, you can't get into the foyer unless you're looked at by the security police. And,
so is that something that's being looked at in the UK and across the world right now? How to widen out that perimeter?
Absolutely, that's being looked at. And I think in that sense, as is demonstrated by the Verizon Center, the United States has a much better sense of security in these large venues than was true in the United Kingdom.
And talking about this incident with the truck, you say, you know, very, very difficult to prevent, very, very difficult to kind of gather intelligence to see if something like that is coming, because certainly a lone person can do it. You know, we just had within the past couple months, this incident happened in Times Square. The guy turned out to be intoxicated,
yeah.
But had somebody been in that space purposefully trying to injure people, it could have been devastating.
Yes, but even in Times Square, there was an incident back in 2010 where a pedestrian walking by noticed smoke coming out of a car, went to a police officer, they investigated. They were homemade bombs that someone intended to set off, and they caught the perpetrator. So I think there's a lot of citizen participation here, surveillance, that really is quite high level in the United States and is protective of us.
So seeing just how easy it is for something like this to happen, is there more that we can do other than tell citizens, be on the lookout?
Well, my theory always breaks down to two parts. One, was the venue attacked, whether it's the arena in Manchester or the nightclub in Orlando, or a massive truck in a tourist area in Nice, France. Those kinds of things can be learned to prevent them from happening. This is unusual because it's an everyday van. People using butcher knives. So these are not things that can be prevented from the get-go, but the problem here is intelligence. And when you peel back each of these incidents, it always turns out that the perpetrator had been brought to the attention of police or the FBI, and here one of these people had been on the radar screen of the London police. Now they say, oh, he didn't appear to be of danger, but if you talk to people who are reporting about him to the London police, they're saying he showed many signs of being a danger. And again, it goes back to the fact we're now finding out that police officers were let go by Theresa May when she was Home Secretary. And that's something we've got to watch. We've got to keep our security forces at full level, and they aren't in the United Kingdom.
Something we can bet her political opponent is going to bash her on. We've got those elections.
He's already started.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
All right, Michael Greenberger, always appreciate having you in here. Thanks so much for your perspective.
Thank you.
All right, take a look here. That is Ray.